Hey there, Sart here. We're continuing Wondrous Flash Lightning's Tour of Destruction against the Purgatory Trials, also known as the Grace Trials. We did Grace of Lightning and Grace of Darkness yesterday, so now we're going to do Grace of Flame today. Probably won't get around to Grace of Wind today. I'll hopefully do that one for you tomorrow. But Grace of Flame, this one should be easy enough. Definitely not as easy as like Grace of Lightning, not as easy as Grace... Well, I'd say it's probably just as easy as Grace of Darkness, actually. So we will be using Fire Element quite a bit to take advantage of that 100% Fire Amp field. Just like all the other Grace Trials, 3,000 Lapis if we do it in 25 turns or less. We're definitely going to do that. We're going to do it... I think this one should take... Let's see, so that one should be 11 turns total. 2 turns for Kylma, 4 turns for Tahto, 5 turns for the machine. All right, now, when looking for a friend unit for this one, there are 2 races, human and machine. So I want to find a friend that's got either Azura equipped or, better yet, Diabolos. So I see a random friend here. I have not asked any friends to build these for me because, you know, I assume that if you're going to be replicating this, you're probably just looking for random lightnings on your list. Look for one that's got Diabolos equipped, and that way you know she has 100% or 300% human killer. She hits machine killers innately, so you don't have to worry about that. So here's the team. Should look a little bit different from the last few teams we've played with. So Lock is still there, of course. That 90% defense break is indispensable. But we've switched the tank out. I used Ash for the last 2. This time I wanted to bring in my best bunny girl, Esther, just to prove that she can hang and she can, you know, tank it just like the rest of them. All right, even better, she's actually really good for this one because of her Omni cover, because there's a lot of fixed attacks in this one, especially Tahto's counters. His counter attacks, he counters all physical attacks, and he counters with a fixed magic attack, and Esther will cover that. So this is it's really nice for that. So just make sure that your party takes like 0 damage here, so you can just build everybody for pure damage. So Lefty is here, of course, for fire support. Nora is here for the fire and peril field. She's also unique because she does fire and lightning. We'll be using strictly fire for the first 2 waves, but then in the final wave against Omega, we will switch our lightnings to Brave Shift form to do both fire and lightning. So it's nice to have an Imperil field to both of those. You could also bring someone like Vanille, the latest, greatest Breaker Imperiler unit. She is strictly better than Nora in that respect because she does a 145 Imperil with a 40% Imperil field. So that's a 185% total Imperil. Very, very nice. But yeah, you could also bring someone like Ingus for the Fire Imperil field. You could bring... like Tyvis and Ish for their fire imperil field. You know, fire is definitely the more important imperil field for this one. All right, so let's take a look at the gear real quick. So I haven't changed Lock's gear at all, really. So safety bit is there. That's a holdover from the last 2. We don't have any death on this trial, so we don't have to worry about death resist. But otherwise, just evade provoke. I did give him Scarlet Wave because we will use him as a support chainer. So that is fairly important to have that on your Lock. I just gave him this vision card to make sure he had enough MP because, you know, Scarlet Wave costs 2 MP or 200 MP per cast. So yeah, just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to run out of MP. I don't think it's really necessary. Esther in her normal form is whatever. She's not here to deal damage, but definitely give her Call of the Wild and Advanced Weaponry. That's for when we switch her to her normal form. To set up the LB field, and then when that makes sure she has enough LB fill that when she switches back, she can cast certain abilities that we need her to. So you'll understand when we get there. In a Brave Shift form, just general bulk, really. Bulk is probably more important than anything, but you do want to give her some fire resist because there is a fair bit of fire damage in this fight. And, you know, not only do we get the fire amp, but the boss gets the fire amp as well. So fire damage hurts quite a bit. So fire resists definitely help her not take too much damage. Winged Heart is also good for fire resist, and it does ailment resist because the bosses do also throw a fair amount of ailments at you. So having ailment resist is nice. Power Cut just as a general bulk vision card for her. All right, double Blizzard Orbs is... I mean, I don't want to say it's mandatory, but it's definitely a good idea to make sure she counters enough to refill her LB, because that's the only way she can maintain her Omni cover. So keep that in mind. All right. Lightning, same basic build you've seen before. Just one piece of Clash gear. That's the Magister's Ring for Chain Cap boost. Lightning's clothes, that's like her budget clothes there. Moonshade Earring is for ailment resist, just in case, but I don't think it's actually necessary. And then just make sure, yeah, she's capped up on her human killer, 300 human machine, 300 LB damage, good to go. And this is the best vision card I have for her, so it's staying on her. In her Brave Shift form, just switch out that that ailment resist for a higher attack accessory, but everything else is basically the same. So 300 machine, human, LB damage, good to go. All right, you can see a lot of that gear is left over from Grace of Darkness. I didn't even need to really change much of anything, just threw some Man-Eater on her. All right, Leftia just needs basic support gear really, but the most important things are Jet Black Silk Ribbon, which you get for free by doing the Season 4 story, which gives her the Elemental Power Fire ability. This is what does the ramping amp, and so that will give one unit a 100% fire amp after 3 turns, very useful. Leftia's sandals are also good because it gives her a form of ailment resist for the party. May or may not come in handy. Riku's pouch is just there to cure any ailments that the party might get. She also has Scarlet Wave, so she can do some support chaining, and then just a bulk vision card there. So Nora here, this is kind of a budget build, to be honest with you, but she's not here to deal damage, really. She's just here to basically for her Imperil Field and to do some support chaining. We will use her, her big burst on the last wave against Omega, but, I mean, as you'll see, her damage is not, like, particularly impressive, nor is it really necessary, so I just gave her some fairly budget gear. She actually hits the killers on this one pretty easy, which is nice. So she's got 300% human and machine killer just with one human killer materia there. Her own vision card, so nothing too impressive, really. All right, the friend unit definitely has full human killers because it's got Diabolos equipped. Otherwise, fairly similar build to mine. I see he's got Kirasame's cape. Always nice to see death resist on a friend unit, you know. I always say if you're putting friend units out there to use for like general use trials and things like that, death resist is kind of important because there are several trials out there that do death, and you know it's really annoying when you're trying to do a trial and the friend unit doesn't have death resist and they die, you know, so it can really throw a wrench in your plans. Indestructible Light for chain cap boost, strong vision card, looks like Zach's vision card there, so that's awesome. Pretty much same in the Brave Shift form, yep, same gear, so should have full killers and LB damage in both forms. Let me just double check. Yep, full killers and LB damage, great. So we are good to go. So let's get in here and see how we get this one done. All right. So Kylma should be pretty simple. It'll be a 2-turn kill. Just set up on turn 1, kill on turn 2. All right. Esther's going to do her Omni cover, Storm Guardian, Energizing Bunny. All right, Leftia is going to do the Fire Amp on my Lightning, Prayer for the People, which does a human killer buff, 100%, and then Flame Garden for the Imbue for everybody. All right, Nora, all she needs to do on this one is Esoteric Flames. Locke does his 90% break, and Lightning... we'll just go ahead and do all of our setups here. We'll do Whole World is Against Us, How I Live Is Up to Me, and we can just do like Blitz, I guess. Because we're going to kill on the next turn, so we don't need to worry about saving one of these. Let's just go ahead and go all out here. Alright, should be good to go. Okay, there you go. Esther tanks it all. Didn't even chew through the barrier. So she's good. Now she'll counter quite a bit. That'll also help get rid of all the Mirage stacks. Because Kylma puts up, I think, like 4 or 5 stacks of Mirage, so that gets rid of that. And then Esther changes to normal to do her normal form LB for the LB field. And that should last us for the entire, you know, for the rest of the fight. So she only needs to do it once and never again. And Nora is just going to do Magic Entrapment for the Imperil field. And then Leftia and Lock. Just do Scarlet Wave. Okay. And, yeah, we're just going to drop bombs. And this should definitely kill her. I think she has, like, I think she's got 8 billion HP. And we're about to do, like, 10 billion. So this should definitely knock her out, no problem. There we go. All right, 9 billion. All right, well, on a high roll, we hit over 10 billion. Still a lot of overkill. All right, now Tahto is not so simple because he has like twice as much HP. He's a fair bit bulkier. So this one's going to be a 4-turn clear. Now this is where Esther's Omni cover really comes in handy, all right, to cover the counterattacks. So once again, we'll do Electromagnetic, Storm Guardian, and Energizing Bunny. Same thing we did last time. And that is why we wanted to have the Call of the Wild and the advanced weaponry on Esther, so that she has enough to do Storm Guardian on this turn, because she needs 10 LB to do Storm Guardian. So that's why we have that Call of the Wild and advanced weaponry in her normal form. All right, she can go ahead and do that. Leftia is going to, she'll go ahead and imbue everybody. We're going to save the amp and the killers for later. And then we'll just do Shelga and do ailment resist, I guess. The Shelga's for the magic mitigation for Esther. Because Tahto basically does nothing but magic damage. So, yeah, we'll do Esoteric Flames, and then we'll just hit the boss a lot. Alright, Locke will do Force Hunt. So I'll have my friend do Whole World is Against Us, How I Lives Up to Me, and Blitz. My Lightning will just do Whole World is Against This and double Blitz. We're going to save the How I Live is Up to Me so that we get that LB fill, okay, for turn 4. Alright, I think that should be good. Okay, and yeah, I think that's what we want to do, right? Okay, Elemental Plunder, that is the fixed attack. Flare, so there's your fire damage. That's why we want fire resists. Okay. And then Apocalypse, I think that's just non-elemental. Yeah, it hurts. It's not... Alright, but it shouldn't kill her. I think it does. Oh, yeah. Big imperils. Big imperils. No wonder it hurts so much. You can give her... I'm not sure if that's elemental or not. Alright, so on this one, we just want to make sure that Esther is back to full health. And then we're going to start a fire amp on My Lightning. Okay, Esther's just going to guard on this turn. We're going to do our LBs. All right, Nora is going to chain triple bolting strike with Lock. All right, now the hope is that this does, you know, at least 50% off the boss's health. Like, that should give you some good indication that you are going to kill the boss by turn 4. If you're not doing more than 50%, it might take you longer than 4 turns to kill Tahto, just saying. All right, so let's see how we do here. Now, do keep in mind that we don't have the human killer buff yet. We're saving that because Tahto is going to dispel us on this turn, so I don't want to waste that human killer buff until we're ready for it on turn 4. Okay, nice. Exactly what I like to see. Alright, so he just has a flare and some Dispelga there. Okay, so since we've been dispelled, Esther has to do her LB to re-up her Omni cover. Alright, Lefty is going to do Flame Garden to re-imbue. Prayer for the people. And... Actually, we don't need to do Flame Garden. What we need to do more importantly is we got to re-up our magic mitigation on Esther. Do a Kiraga to make sure she survives. And we can do Prayer for the People for the killers. And then she'll just do her SLB next turn. Alright, so here we're just going to do some chaining. Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's do quad. Let's do a triple Enigma and then another Magic Entrapment just to make sure that that field stays up. We'll just do double Blitz and How I Live Is Up to Me to refill her LB. This one can just do triple Blitz. And then Lock. I'd like Lock's LB to be up and ready, if possible. Actually, let's see. I guess I do need to re-imbue the party, don't I? So let's do Flame Garden, Prayer, and Shelga. That way we are actually hitting the boss with fire. Alright, and hopefully we get enough LB Chris to drop so that a lot can do his LB for the 90% breaks. That'll just help, you know, Esther stay alive. If not, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Alright, we did. Awesome. So we'll do Deadly Chase. I wish Locke had Warring Spirit. I don't understand why he doesn't, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay. There we go. And Esther gets her LB refilled, which she will need for sure in the next fight. Alright. Now, if she didn't get her LB refilled, you know, it's fine, because she's actually going to come back to normal form and just do some chaining anyways. Nora's going to do some chaining here with Enigma Wave. 3. Leftia can do her SLB. Locke does Scarlet Wave. Alright, this one can just do triple Blitz. And this one does LB. And since she has the 100% amp, she's going to hit like a truck. Alright, this should definitely kill the boss from here. Alright, let's see how we do. Boom. There we go. Alright, now the final boss, which is basically just sit around and wait until turn 5 to do your burst and kill the boss. That's literally all this is. Alright, Esther's going to come back. She's going to shift, do her Brace Shifted LB for the Omni cover. Lefty is going to do Shelga for magic mitigations and spirit buff. And then just double Kiraga to make sure that Esther is has full health. Okay. And then we'll do Because we honestly don't really need to do anything. If Esther's not at full health yet, we'll just guard. Honestly, the rest of these folks just... Let's do magic entrapment just to make sure that that field stays up. Locke just has to do his breaks. And yeah, we should be good there. Okay, does some single target physicals that can't be covered, but Locke is evading them. Alright, a little bit of magic damage. That's not too bad. Alright. It will get worse as it goes on. Esther very well may die a couple of times. But yeah, it's not a big deal. We can make it work. Alright. Yeah, I don't think we honestly... Again, we don't really need to do anything. So the boss has Mighty Guard up for 3 turns. So turn 5, like, basically we're just going to guard until turn 4. And then... I mean, I guess we can try and see if we can get Locke's LB up. So we can just hit the boss maybe to get some crits to drop. This one is... MP's looking a little low. But let's just hit the boss and see if we can get some LB crits to drop for Locke. We'll just make sure, again, we are curing up Esther. Give her Protect good too, I guess. Why not? Actually, Esther, we want to make sure we have her LB filled. So I'm going to do Energizing Bunny, True Storm, and we'll just do Quantum Storm on herself because we have to do something with that 3rd action. I just want to make sure her LB is full. Okay, so let's do all that. Alright. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, so she's all full. That's good. Alright, let's just send these guys. See if we can get enough LB crits to drop for Locke. Perfect. Alright. So that'll do 90% breaks, which should greatly reduce the damage for the next few turns. Honestly, in hindsight, I should have given him some more... yeah, it still killed her. That's alright. In hindsight, I should have given him some more LB fill, but it's alright. It is what it is. Alright, so Esther just does her Bracious at LB again. We're going to start a fire ramp on my lightning. We'll do another Shelga and Protectica. Okay. I'm going to do a Kiraga. Why not? Make sure Esther's all topped up. Because, yeah, we still got 2 turns. We're going to do our setup turn next turn. And, yeah, Locke can just hang out. Don't have to really do anything there. Nor does Nora. Yeah. All right. So all that stuff is fairly tame. And there you go. She's got her LB refilled again, which is nice because she's almost certainly going to die this turn because the boss has a huge nuke, an AoE nuke, and it's definitely going to kill Esther. But she's got re-raise on her from her LB, so she'll just re-raise from it. Her LB's full again. She just recasts her Omni cover if you need it. We're going to kill on turn 5 anyways, but yeah, it's there if you need it. Okay, so we'll do... she's going to get her SLB next turn anyways. So... yeah, I guess... Oh, that's not what I want to do. Let's do Flame Garden. Let's do... No, we don't need Kiraga. We need Shelga, Protectica. Alright. Actually, we don't really need that, do we? Oh, we've been dispelled. Okay, so we got to do our LB here. All right. So that was the dispel turn. Good thing I caught that. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do Shelga, Protectga, and Prayer for the People. All right, Nora will do Esoteric Flames, Esoteric Lightning, Conqueror of Machines for the Machine Killer, and Tormented Torment for the Amp, or the Mag Store. All right, Lightnings will do Whole World is Against Us, How I Live is Up to Me, and Elemental Burst Lightning. All right, so again, Whole World is Against Us, How I Live is Up to Me, Elemental Burst Lightning, because we're going to shift and do our Brave Shifted LB next turn for the big burst. Lock can just guard. All right. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I think that's what we want to do. Yep, so there's the big nuke. Okay. All right, so now Leftia can do her her SLB. The lightnings are going to shift. All right. Nora does Historia Fistoria. Locke does Force Hunt to re-up the 90% break. And Esther's just going to chain with Nora. Okay. So yeah, I'll send Nora and Esther first to kind of start ramping up the chain, and then I'll send our lightnings, and it should be all she wrote. So let's see how we do. Boom. There we go. Nice. 17.5 billion. I think I think Omega has 16, like 15 or 16 billion. So fair amount of overkill there. All right. Nicely done. Thank you, Lightning. Thank you, ASM. All right, let's see how they did. Yeah, so, you know, mine did a fair bit better simply because of, you know, I was always giving mine the 100% fire amp. You know, you can only give it to one person. So, you know, since I knew mine was built specifically for the trial, I was giving it to mine. If you happen to bring a friend unit that's stronger than yours, obviously give the 100% amp to your friend unit. Okay, but yeah, that's how we get this one done. Easy peasy. Definitely all missions clear there. All right. So thank you guys so much for following me. So one more Grace trial to do, Grace of Wind. I will start working on that one and hopefully get that one out to you guys tomorrow. So it definitely looks like Clash of Wills is coming up. I did catch sort of the recap of the live stream. I actually missed the live stream, but you know, it looked like there's some interesting things going on. I'll talk about that a little bit more later this week. I'm going to do a sort of an update video on my countdown to casual series. So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to kind of check in with you guys and let you know how I'm feeling about the game and whatnot. And I'll include a little bit of analysis from the live stream as well as whatever comes out in the news later on today. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.